Hello and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Wednesday, May 15th, 2019. May the 15th be with you. I'm your host, Donald Terrio, and most of my Mario Maker 2 levels have already been pulled down from the service. Joining me this week are two men who have been embiggened by
What did
today's
you
direct.
What did you do to get them all?
Two words,
Do
police
go on.
state. Anyway, the questioning voice you heard there is the boss himself, embiggened by the direct today, Mr. Neal Ronahand.
Yep, yeah, definitely. That was a good 15 minutes of power there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not all 15 minutes, but like I don't know, at least like 10 to 12 were really good. There was like the very basic intro stuff and the part at the end where they're like, you could save $20 on 2 games, I guess, unless you buy like Sushi Striker and 1-2 Switch for $49.99 each, and then this isn't a deal. Also, you can get Sushi Striker for like $15.
I
Very
got
much not a
Sushi
deal.
Striker. I got both versions of Sushi Striker for 30 combined.
Yeah, so maybe don't spend your Switch voucher on
Sushi
Sushi
Striker,
Striker.
which is such a shame.
Use other money on that. Yeah, great game.
Yeah, or maybe just buy physical. Do the right thing.
Yes. And that mad lad there is Justin Brube. Justin's still looking for his stylus.
I am like, where's the stylus? Japan gets a stylus, Europe gets a stylus, and Nintendo America is like, what stylus? You didn't see those.
Australia gets the
is it
stylus.
Australia? Okay. Australia always gets some weird stuff, let's be honest.
I know, like with some of that stuff, the reason why you see that is if you look at, the size, I guess the expanse of different regions. America's got a lot more ground to cover. So when you do have some specialty stuff like that adds, I think maybe a bigger cost for it
Yeah,
to be
but
there.
I'm just thinking they gave us like that whole booklet, didn't they, with the original Mario?
Yeah,
So why
they
can't they
did.
just throw a stylus in there for us this time?
Well, I mean, now instruction manuals are a boutique luxury. So,
Give us the stylus.
I mean, I wish we could get the stylus as well, but I'm just saying that it's not just. I mean, it probably is a little bit Nintendo of America just making the call that this isn't worth it. But it also is in America versus other regions.
I'll buy the stylus. Just put a stylus in a package on the shelf and I'll pay for it. Jeez, I want it.
Well,
move to Japan, Justin.
They still have to make a couple. They still have some announcements to make about Super Mario Maker 2, and they set that up at the end of the show. But we'll get to that in a bit here. So, basically,
we should focus on the content of the direct as opposed to being right at the end they said this thing.
Yeah. So they ran the Super Mario Maker 2 direct today. Announced it yesterday. About 17 minutes long. So 25% longer than they initially promised. Went over things like slopes in there, the angry sun from Mario 3, the on-off switch from World.
So I guess with a lot of the stuff that they showed, which they teased back when they announced Mario Maker 2 in was that a February direct?
Yep.
Got so 3 months, but nothing about that game, and now it's a month away. That's fun. But a lot of the stuff that was shown, a lot of the stuff that was detailed as far as the new additions, slopes, sun, your bonsai bills, stuff like that. Even the 2-player functionality was kind of teased. The one thing about this direct that kind of made me very happy with all the things that they teased back in that teaser trailer is that these are basically the best versions of all of those ideas. You have so much control over slopes, over how levels scroll, where the water level stuff, how you can set that to, you can very granularly set that to where you want it to go, and you can have it change during the level. That stuff, they give you such good control over that. And looking at the initial trailer, there's that part of me that's okay, that's cool that they're letting me do that, but are they really going to give me that much control? And it turns out, yes, they are.
Yeah, I'm excited about all the options, especially once people start messing around with it more. And I'm really glad they gave that option to kind of add side quests to your levels too. like the
Yeah, like that's
collection.
oh god,
Yeah,
it's so good. You can actually have a boss level.
yeah. I'm like looking forward to. I want to remake my Metroid level and add some of that stuff because like I had things like that built in, but there was no way to really track it. But now you can, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Like we could probably go frame by frame and see everything that they kind of showed with the like custom goals to do it. Like where it's have a super mushroom and reach the goal, collect 50 coins, defeat a boss. Like that, just the fact that all those things are now seemingly very easily cyclable. It seems like you can pick any enemy to be like the enemy that you have to beat to clear the stage. Like that's so cool.
Didn't they have one of those like beat 20 Goombas?
Yeah, yeah. I think there was like an amount of enemies to defeat. Like it's really it's giving you custom objectives in a way. Like maybe there won't be, but I mean that's the kind of thing that like I think having it be a little more structured plays better with Mario Maker's creation tools, because I think that Mario Maker's creation tools succeed a lot, especially coming from someone like me who doesn't really get into creators that much, except for Mario Maker. It's because they made the act of creation fun, and you do that by giving people control but not overwhelming them. And that's why I think the side quests, as they appear to be implemented, sound great.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a creator back in the Wii U days. I think I made like 3 or 4 stages. One of them people seemed to like, but it just sort of fell into the gigantic ether that was the Mario Maker stage selections. And there's some things here I think I could play with even with my limited imagination.
No, yeah. I mean, I would have created more, but the Wii U is tied down at my house, so this is going to be great. That's the biggest problem with the
Yeah,
original
and
Mario.
I mean, just using the Wii U in general, especially by the time this game rolled out in 2015.
Yeah, though I
I
do think
wasn't.
it's
I mean, outside of doing stuff for reviews for Nintendo World Report, I didn't really have a lot of enjoyment using the Wii U by 2015. Like it was a slow, chunky system even then. So Mario Maker just wasn't something that I desired to come back to. But it being on a system like the Switch that I actually like the interface and I like playing it, I will likely play a lot more.
yeah, I really think it's one of the originals, one of the best Wii U games because it took advantage of the gamepad in a fun way. But yeah, it's
I think that and Splatoon, two best.
yeah. But the fact that I could play this anyway, portably, on the TV, whatever, with a lot of other stuff I'm sure we'll get to. Yeah, that Mario Maker 2 is looking like one heck of a sequel.
Yeah,
And there's still, I mean, there's still more to. They say there's more to come in the PR that we got, and well, we know that there were updates for Mario Maker going a year.
Probably a
I
little.
think so. I know. Yeah, because then they added the key stuff, right? That was
The key stuff like the five red coin challenge.
yeah.
Yeah, and they added like some new parts and stuff too, plus all the costumes they added through challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and like some of the like as far as the costumes go, like we do see with the new sounds that are added. There was one where it was like I don't know a Takamaru
Oh yeah,
sting, and then like the sprite of Takamaru from what is it, the mysterious Murasame Castle is the name
Yeah,
of that game.
playing the music and everything that was awesome. I hope
Which
there's a lot of fun
that game
stuff
is
like that.
still only available in English on 3DS.
Yep,
right?
I've been complaining about that, so I expect to
As
see that on the
the most
service.
Actually, I was gonna say there's not a lot of games left to put out on the NES Nintendo Switch Online thing. We'll probably see the mysterious Murasame Castle in the next few months.
There's some. There's
Just
some.
hitting the bottom of the barrel real quick.
I'm waiting for Ninja Gaiden too.
That would be good.
I mean
yeah, the first
that
one
is a
there.
possibility.
And even if the third Ninja Gaiden is a tire fire in comparison to the first two, put all three on there.
Yeah, I've never
Like
played the
like
third.
have Village. It's not good. I coveted the third game. Yeah, so like I had access to the first two as a kid. I don't know if I necessarily owned them, but I had like friends who had them that I borrowed. Played the ever living hell out of Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, and then heard about 3. Could never find 3. Finally played 3. was better as a long lost thing that I was never going to touch. Ninja Gaiden 3 is not a good game, but it is more Ninja Gaiden, so that's cool.
Yeah, and for those wondering, had a cat scare, and now the Google Hangout will not recognize my camera. So if you're listening to the audio version, this doesn't affect you, but if you're watching live,
Oh no,
yeah, just know so we have some technical difficulties here right now.
we lost to Donald.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we lost the Donald visual. That's what we lost.
Don't
so
worry, I've got a face.
The new sound effects sound good. That's cool. They just showed a lot. Like it's hard to talk about. Like
the swinging claw looks like it could probably be used in some weird ways.
Oh god,
like
it's so cool.
I like how they suggested a crane game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's going to be the new plays itself. It's going to be a crane game.
Yeah. Although, was this the part like in this opening section where they talked about like the vertical sublevels?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't that thing because they talked about that with the scrolling. So what? Like, because you did have the things where you could have like a pipe in a level go to a vertical area, like a sub area, but it looks like you can't make that the main level. It's only a place that you go to in a level, right?
But you could do something. You could do something Mario 2 style though, I think, with it, because you could have a small, like you'd have the one screen area, you go in the pipe, you go vertical, sort of like I think it's 7-1 in Mario 3, where you go in the room, you do the long vertical section, and then you get out. But honestly, I think that should be the biggest hint that we're getting a Mario 2 theme at some point. Even if it's not at launch, it's probably going to be added later.
Yeah. So that's a. I'll admit, I guess, kind of using that to segue into the Super Mario 3D World theme. I'll admit when they revealed that and how it was like its own unique thing, that kind of disappointed me a little bit, because I did kind of love the ability to the Mario Brothers, Mario 3, Mario World, and New Super Mario Brothers themes all kind of were like the same shared ecosystem in a way. Like, yeah, they did have differences, the costumes for Mario 1, Tanuki for 3, et cetera, et cetera. They all had their specific things, but like they all kind of coalesced. And when they first revealed it, like, 3D World, you're gonna have to start your level over. It's an extra theme. I was like, oh man. And then they showed how much stuff is in the 3D World variant, which it's like, okay, like Cat Mario right off the bat, like that's a whole new dimension. Clear pipes are a cute little novelty and good tie to that game. The freaking Koopa Troopa car explaining why that Koopa's so mad, and it's because Mario stole his wheels. I like that. Yeah, they have the track block. Piranha Creeper is there too, and just like basically every enemy that shows up in that damn game, including Meowser, like Bowser in cat form. It doesn't seem like you can make every enemy a cat variant from what they showed. Maybe like I guess that potential's there. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, the 3D World theme seems really awesome. And what was the coolest part about that is that it was in a section labeled extra themes.
Yeah.
Implying more than one.
And there was space when they showed it to add another theme next to the spot.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, you very easily could also expand that downward as well. That's like the regular themes are 2x2. So if we were to add themes, I mean, there's the Super Mario Brothers 2 is something you could obviously put in there. Doing some sort of Game Boy 1 sounds like a cool idea. You could even go.
It wouldn't have to be very different, but I want to see them add a theme where it forces Mario to run, so you can make Super Mario run levels.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like that's the thing, is that like you can kind of have these nice variants that don't need to be as fleshed out. Like, I think the 3D World one is probably the most ambitious one we'll get. I mean, they could even do. There could be an Odyssey theme. which, oh man, my mind's kind of thinking about that because you could have Cappy make some of the platforming stuff really insane. You could have an Odyssey theme. You could have something Mario 64 themed, even Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Like
add the
the
flood.
potential is there. Yoshi's Island, Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi. Like there's so many possibilities of what you could do with that. And I think some of them might be a little square peg round hole, might not mesh as well. But I think from what they've laid out as their first one with the 3D world theme is like they can do something special with these extra themes.
Yeah, I mean, we could go for the real oddball stuff like Mario Land, the original one, where the fireballs bounce on you and
You have
everything
to
is
do
Egyptian.
they're shooting
The
levels.
Koopa Troopas turn into bombs.
But that's the thing is even if they don't I hope they go to the full potential of these extra themes. The potential is there. It doesn't need to play by the same rules as the core four.
Yeah,
No,
and
it doesn't. And like you said, that does leave open a lot of possibilities. And I wonder if they'd even at one point try Wario Land or something like that. How deep would
Yeah.
they attempt going with this?
Wario Land DK94.
Like what? Okay, what's the dumbest still Mario related theme that you can think of?
There's only one answer to that: Hotel Mario.
That is a pretty dumb one.
Though I don't think even in the realm of possibility. Yeah, that's a tough.
I mean, I think if you could somehow spin together something of Mario's NES cameo roles, so,
Mario 30
Mario
years
out.
maker.
Or yeah, I mean, even that, just like like having it be a way to kind of backdoor make it Wario Land Maker as well. Like that would be really out there and weird.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, Cherry Goblin just said it in the chat, like literally as I verbalized it. They should make a Wario Land Maker because they ain't making a Wario Land game. Let us make it.
The last Wario Land game came out almost 7 years ago now, and it was called New Super Mario 2.
I mean, more accurately, it came out over a decade ago, and it's Wario Land Shake It. And the guys who made that have been doomed to make Yoshi games for the past better part of the decade.
Hey, they also did Kirby's Epic Yarn. Let's not forget that.
I said better part of a decade. I didn't say the full decade.
Now, I think it'd be a cool thing. You can have like a promotion type thing where Wario's like, "I'm taking over." Like,
yeah, I think that'd be cool.
You can even have like the Wario wear type Wario be like, "We're making my game now" or something like that.
Yeah,
and you could
tie it in WarioWare.
We could put Mona, Dribble and Spitz, and 9-Volt as the other 3 playable characters.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would be a great way to reuse all of that wasted energy that got put into WarioWare DIY, put it into Mario Maker 2. Let's go.
I'm not even a big WarioWare fan, or a Wario Land fan, rather, and I'd like to see it.
I think there are some really good Wario Land games, and I think there are some that I don't like as much. But I will say that Shake It's really good. But speaking, so the Wario Land games all have stories. You know, it also has a story. Apparently, Mario Maker 2.
Yep, Mario Maker 2's main single-player mode is going to be a story mode, which, if I'm remembering, is basically ripping off the rebuild the castle parts of Mario Run, and putting it into a series of over 100 Nintendo design levels. Which that was the
you know
one.
Cool.
Mario
Undo Dog.
Oh yeah. But hey, where's Mario?
Oh, she'll be there.
I hope so.
I did like Jordan Rudek in the staff Slack chat said it's not going to be Mario, it's going to be Luigi. That was it.
No, I think, yeah. Well, I mean, it's Mario Maker 2, so Mario will need an assistant for multiplayer development anyway. Although it should be Mario Kondo. Does this level really spark joy? If not,
but like I love the story modes there because the story mode just offers more significant content, and I think in a way the story mode is 100% necessary for this game because most of this seems to require an online account.
Yeah.
So if you are not a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber, Super Mario Maker 2 is basically the story mode and a creator that you can't share with anyone, I think.
But can you still download levels online? Because they said you couldn't share levels.
The description of Course World, like everything in there, requires a membership to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, from the press release verbatim, Course World available for players around the world who have a membership to Nintendo Switch Online. Therefore, that's where people can play and share courses.
And that's why they're selling a digital bundle for the game that includes a year of Switch Online for like $10 extra.
Which, yeah, I mean and if you're even if you have an existing membership, you can get another year of Switch Online for half price.
I can't.
Is that bundle
consider that.
Is that bundle being sold physically too with the Switch Online or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was under the impression it was, but okay.
there may be. I mean, they only showed it digital in the direct because hey, you're giving Nintendo the money directly. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of incentive thing where hey, buy Mario Maker 2 here.
Okay, it says in stores and digitally.
Okay. Okay, so so
okay. It seems like that's going to be available physically as well.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to score that one because I still have Gamers Club unlocked, so I'm sure my your subscription will be cheaper when you factor that.
So
but the online stuff seems ambitious.
Yeah.
Like,
like
looks awesome.
Like the tagging system that was on the Mario Maker bookmark site is going to be integrated into the game now, so you don't have to go to the website to start tagging your level. So I wonder if a bunch of people will use a tag and it will start being visible in there, like Kaizo or automatic or just two middle fingers in Kirby style.
Yeah, I hope we can turn some of those tags off when levels come up. Like I don't want all those automatically.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, you'd be playing the hard difficulty on the endless mode anyway, so you wouldn't see any of that.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, especially if you give me rewards for completing it.
Yeah.
Like amiibo type costumes or character costumes. Because I mean, I'll be honest. When I was making levels, a lot of my inspiration came from those costumes. I'm like, ooh, how can I use these tools to make a level that's inspired by this character's costume?
Yeah, use the vines or whatever to make a Donkey Kong style level.
Yeah, things like that, and that's a lot of fun. And we haven't seen any of the costumes, which at this point bothers me, but I'm not too worried yet.
Yeah, there is more that we'll see.
I feel like
I guess we'll talk about that. Yeah,
to not have it, especially since it does seem like a lot of this is taking stuff from the original Mario Maker. I mean, the sprites are already done,
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that some of that might be tied up in licensing because they did have the weird Japanese brand things.
Well, yeah, those aren't coming back, but I mean the Nintendo.
But all the Nintendo, yeah, especially the ones tied to Amiibo. That's kind of the promise of Amiibo is that it is a purchase where it gives you stuff in games going forward, kind of in perpetuity, hopefully.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily owe us anything for buying a buttload of Amiibo for Smash Brothers, but at the same time, it's cool that this unlocks I can play as Sonic in the Mario game. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and they've replaced the 10 and 100 Mario with just endless mode. So you will go until you die, or run out of the lives at that point.
I think that's a cool idea. I still wish there was a way to just do 10 levels or whatever, but the endless idea still seems pretty cool. The multiplayer stuff, it's kind of I mean, I guess they did some of the stuff in New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and New Super Mario Brothers U, but this just made me think of Super Mario Brothers Deluxe a whole lot.
Oh yeah, especially after they showed that part at the World Championships in 2017.
So the 2017 Nintendo World Championships, they had one of the challenges, or I think one of the final challenges was the versus mode in Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, which I had heard about but never really saw in action, and that was thrilling. And the fact that you can do those, granted, you can't do it for 1v1. It's a 4-player thing, but it seems like you can do the same kind of trolling nonsense. And I think that might be where I gravitate towards too a little bit with creation, is coming up with ridiculous multiplayer levels.
So you can't do it one-on-one if you just have one person to play with. It forces you to do 4.
I don't think so. So that's also another thing, is we don't know if you can play your friends in any of these online, or play with your friends in any of these online modes.
I think that'd be a huge mistake, because I feel like the streaming potential for something like this, to just have like people join in that are watching like a stream or something like that to play with a streamer is huge. Like, you want that kind of
I really. It's the kind of thing with most other companies. I'd be like, oh, there's no way they wouldn't do that. But like Nintendo has precedent for doing this. Like, and just think of everything with Splatoon 2, and then you just basically, when you open up the game, you're like, I want to play online with my friends, and then you have to stare at the game for an hour and a half, being like, how do I do this? And like, okay, so you get to this ranking, and then I can only do it in these 2 modes. That mode, which is the most common one that you play, you cannot play with friends. Like,
no, it's a mess.
Like, it's setting the barriers that seem kind of unnecessary, and I really hope that we are collectively just being worrywarts, and that we can lobby up, we can party up, we can have like a cute Mario reference code that we share with our friends, and we can all play in the same room, play some multiplayer, play some co-op, have a good time.
Yeah,
well, you can only do that at Thursday between 9 and 9:30 p.m.
And that's when Salmon Run in Mario is available.
Yeah. So we did reach out to Nintendo. We don't have a word yet on whether or not friend matching will be in this, but I think it's still kind of mind-blowing that we have a 2D Mario game that has online multiplayer, because the latency on that is going to be trouble if it's not designed well.
It could be, but I mean, it depends on who you're playing with. At least with Smash Brothers, which I think is probably more complicated in many ways. I've had pretty good success online with just one-on-one, but I don't know what to expect with Mario Maker. Hopefully, it's good, because I have a feeling I'm going to be playing a lot of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, I love that there's the co-op and the competitive variants with it. I mean, it's really nice. Like, I did not expect that. The co-op creation was kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. All this multiplayer online stuff, I didn't really see coming.
Yeah, and
it's smart.
I do like as well that as long as one person has a connection, you can do a local network.
Yeah,
for friend play. So that'll really come in handy for my social circle. But the other thing that they did not mention, and I'm only realizing this reading through the press release now, they didn't mention the Switch Online app at all. So
yeah, they didn't. I mean, that's something that could be coming later.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so if you're Nintendo, let's try to puzzle this out a little bit. Switch Online's probably the worst part publicly received of the Nintendo Switch right now. I think that's a pretty safe assumption to make among friends, right?
Yeah.
I think it's I think the voice part of it is, but if what they had there was more of like a companion type thing, like how you can download levels in Smash Brothers and other stuff.
Yeah.
And even with Splatoon, you can check like your stats and get
by gear.
I think if it was more focused on that than the voice chat, it would be more positively looked at, and if it had more games being supported through it. But the problem is the whole voice chat thing is what really gives it that negativity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but even still, so you view that as one of the parts of the Switch that like hasn't been as wide of a success.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably want to spread out all the information that you're doling out about Nintendo Switch Online. So this blast of Mario Maker 2 goodness has the little thing about like, oh yeah, guess what? Like Course World, like I'm not putting this out as like bagging Nintendo for like, oh, we have an online subscription and you can't play the online mode. Like, no, that's logical. but you're still laying it out that like in order to play like half of this game, you need an online subscription. Then when you do a news blast at say E3, that's when you can be like, oh, by the way, here's the app. So it's not like the Nintendo Switch Online of it all dominates either news blast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I think it's clear there is more information coming to this, as they've said. But I mean, like there's probably going to be a nice amount of it shown at that tournament that they're having.
So yeah, they've announced that the what we thought was a 2-game tournament series of tournaments at the Saturday before E3 is now going to be 3 games because they're going to have a Mario Maker 2 Invitational on June the 8th.
And if you want to invite me, just let me know.
I mean, it seems like a pretty good place to then show off some more tricks. And I mean, that was one of the most successful things about that E3 where they showed was that E3 2015, the last E3 that I attended. That one was probably the highlight of that E3 was probably Mario Maker. You know, Star Fox Zero, may he rest in peace. But like those 2 levels at the end of the Nintendo World Championships they did were spectacular, and like showed off the beauty of Mario Maker in ways that I don't think they really conveyed until the game came out.
Yeah, and they even named the game there at that World Championship.
Yeah.
And they kicked
it off. I forgot that the demo the year before was just Mario Maker, and then they made it Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, and based on the last time they did one of these demos at one of these Mario Maker things at an E3, well, we got an Earthbound game before that, so I want to believe.
No, don't get out.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But what if it did?
Yeah, because unfortunately we all know what happened a month after that. That kind of prevents that from happening. But anyway, that's getting way off topic. So yeah, so it'll be Mario Maker, Splatoon, Smash Brothers, and then Donald runs to the airport like a madman for a 6:30 a.m. flight. God.
How are you feeling about your debut E3?
Well, at least there'll be plenty of Nintendo stuff for me to do, and there probably won't be as many people as a normal show just because Sony won't be there.
Yeah, you'd think that, but with the public being allowed in, you know, who knows? Here's the thing: with the public being allowed in, and with Sony not being there, that means more people are going to be flocking to Nintendo's booth.
Well, they have the Fast Pass this year for a reason.
Yeah. To me, that's not even enough to warrant going all the way out there. I mean, it just, especially like if you're somebody who doesn't have any press access at all. Like, I mean, it's just like a standard person. Like, hey, I paid all this money, went to E3, and like I got to play a couple games. And the lines were.
I waited online.
Yeah, E3's done.
Well, at the very least, if it truly is done, at least I get to see it.
You're gonna kill it.
Yeah,
you're gonna kill it.
Anybody that would have me, yeah, they're. I don't think we'll have to worry about this next year. Although that's gonna be kind of weird when I don't have to take a vacation in June.
I don't know if it'll be next year, but like E3, unless something major happens, is on the decline. I think it's going to get dicier and dicier. Like, let's see if Sony comes back. Sony doesn't come back, that's going to be tough.
I mean, Sony's going to have. I mean, theoretically, Sony has a new console next year, so
yeah.
The cheat. Although, I mean, given the stories we've heard about what happens if you don't keep your booth at E3 for a year, who knows?
Yeah, I think what is it? Did Microsoft take over where Sony's booth is? I don't know. I don't even know if
the floor
map's really out there.
The map's not out there yet. But I'm assuming that Nintendo is going to be a very large portion of the West Hall, and at least they'll be spending most of the first day of the show there.
I recall seeing something that I think Nintendo just has the same allotment as previous years, which is still a big chunk of that hall. Like, I don't think they're necessarily expanding more than they have, but I don't know if they
but
really
be prepared
need
when
to.
everyone's like, "Oh, look at they have 2 booths and like this side thing." It's like, no.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you don't know, Nintendo has a main booth, and then like they kind of have the separate
their
press
business booth.
VIP booth, and then sometimes they have like an extra thing, which is like more of like a catering area for
Yeah,
guests and employees to eat at. So if you look at the floor plan, you're like, oh man, Nintendo has 3 booths. Like, calm down, they don't.
it's probably going to be the same as it ever was.
Yep.
Yeah, although it's seeing the calendar fill up with all the people we're going to be seeing, especially on days 2 and 3 of that show, it is kind of intimidating, especially since it looks like we're going to have an away team of about 5 people this year.
Yeah, it's E3. That's what get ready, man. Hopefully you'll see some cool stuff.
Yeah,
make some memories.
Ask Doug Bowser about Mother 3 and get roasted alive.
Yeah,
Reggie warned him about it.
Reggie needed the fire flower. Doug Bowser should be able to just breathe fire right out of the box.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't understand that reference, go watch the E3 2014 again.
Yeah.
The last truly classic Nintendo E3 presentation, I think.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think 2015 had the puppets.
Yeah.
The puppets were real good.
But I think 2014 had the best combination of fun stuff and content, because that was
good reveals. Yeah,
Splatoon, Breath of the Wild, for whatever that's worth, Woolly World, and the first look at Mario Maker. So yeah, that's probably the last classic one. And Nintendo has announced their details. They're going to be doing the Direct on the Tuesday of E3, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern as usual. And then 3 days of Treehouse Live with no tournaments to break it up this year, unlike 2018.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stoked for Treehouse Live because it hopefully won't be Smash Brothers for ostensibly 2/3 of the running time.
There's about
fine.
There's about 5 games I could think of that could get those. Like, oh, let's jump back to game. Although honestly, one of them is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I would think they would want to push like a Madman, especially since Endgame is the biggest movie on the planet right now.
One, like they messed up. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 should be out right now. Like, it'll probably do fine. That game looks good. I've been following the Game Informer coverage. I'm very, very excited for it. But like, I can't imagine a world where the goal wasn't to have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 be out at like the end of April. And they missed. And they couldn't even get it out before the new Spider-Man movie either. What are you doing, guys? But at least it's very close to that. But as far as for E3, yeah.
Yeah, although at this point, Endgame will probably still be in theaters when the game comes out anyway.
But at E3, the games that they have to focus on, like they're going to touch on Mario Maker 2, even if it's very close. They'll probably, even if we're just thinking about this from the Treehouse Live perspective, I expect a segment on Dragon Quest Builders 2. Probably Dragon Quest 11 will get shown off in some regard, I imagine. We could very easily see, like Marvel Alliance 3 and Fire Emblem 3 Houses won't be there.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion, I would imagine, should be there in some way, shape, or form. Daemon X Machina, Astral Chains, Pokemon Sword and Shield, potentially. Yeah, Animal Crossing should be there in spades. I'm basically just going down, like, what do we know about their 2019 plans?
Town?
Like, I guess there's a
what
slim
happened to
chance.
Town? No one's talking about that.
I think so. The thing with Town is I think Town technically isn't a Nintendo game.
Yeah, but like it's close, so.
Yeah, it's Game Freak. It's Game Freak, and it's coming to Switch. But like, I don't think Town is Nintendo published.
But they had it in the Direct, didn't they? So
they have
a lot of games in Direct.
Yeah, I still think they could.
They also introduced like I don't know, the Resident Evil games coming to Switch, or Final Fantasy games coming to Switch were in a Direct. They're not Nintendo games.
Assassin's Creed 3 coming to Switch. That got announced in a Direct. Although, to be fair, that leaked out like a sieve anyway.
But I mean, and then we have the surprises at E3. But I do think, I mean, if we're looking for games that are going to dominate Treehouse Live, that Fire Emblem game should get a lot of play. Animal Crossing, you could probably do a lot with.
I mean,
New Smash character, Treehouse Live.
I mean, yeah, probably.
maybe.
No, I mean that would be the ultimate humor. Is that so many people, myself included, were kind of like, oh, they keep on doing Smash at Treehouse Live. If they like go back and show off a DLC character 3 times over the course of a day.
No, I think the only thing that would warrant 3 segments in one day is Fire Emblem, and there is a very obvious reason for that, because you have the 3 houses. So you show one.
Yeah. So let's talk about all the stuff that's been coming out of Fire Emblem. So there was what, a Famitsu article, and then some other rumors and leaks and stuff.
Famitsu's been doing a bunch of reveals as of late, like showing off like some of the character basic, like how the characters will grow. Like they've showed some of the like the talked, like this week's article, they talked about the religion that's in the game, and some of the gameplay systems, like the fact that it seems like you have a calendar for the parts when you're at the school. So you're training your students, you're giving them motivation for whatever that's worth. Like you can set different goals, and there seems to be a big battle at the end of every month. So so somehow it's somewhere along the way, Fire Emblem and Persona got a little closer than even we thought they did in Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
It seems like that Valkyria Chronicles game where it's set in a school as well.
VC2, yeah.
Yeah. I never played that, but I remember just hearing about that. But yeah, it does. I mean, it's not identical to Persona, but I think that's the good shorthand for what I'm getting from what they're selling. Seems to be like Fire Emblem got mixed up with Persona in a different way than Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
There's also some parts that I'm recognizing here from the Trails of Cold Steel games, which is basically a medieval focused RPG, although with a bit more gunfire, set in a military academy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that in there. And then I'm taking some of the rumors that came out about this with several truckloads of salt, but talking about how there are more same-sex relationships in the game, including more options for both male and female. Talking about how some of they tone down the fan service and there won't be kids. I'll believe that when I see it, but it does seem like they're going back to more of a traditional Fire Emblem support system instead of, hey, let's make babies and throw them into pocket dimensions for no readily apparent reason.
The baby
and then you pull them out like in the same chapter after they get married. I had a file on Revelations in which everybody survived, although I was playing casual mode, so that helped. But yeah, so I had a barracks of about 70 people, including a lot of kids that probably didn't need to be there. But if they're toning that back down, then hey, so much the better. But again, we will probably find out more about that stuff next month, whether that's confirmed or not.
I mean, I just like that they're trying something new. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but I'm really appreciative that they're not just like, we just made another Fire Emblem game. Here it is. Like, they're trying something new, and that's cool. I hope it's fun, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. So, anything else because it's been a pretty quiet couple of weeks on the news front just because of Golden Week XL, unless we want to talk about the fact that Tetris 99 has single player content.
Read my review up at NintendoReport.com. And it's not scored because all of that DLC pack is not out yet. But I'd only spend the $10. It's weird to say. I would only spend the $10 on Tetris 99 for that DLC if you have Nintendo Switch Online. Because adding kind of a training mode of sorts to Tetris 99 is kind of awesome. But if you can't take that online, it's kind of pointless.
But although I did, when I bought the DLC last night and I did a marathon mode and I got my best score ever in Tetris in that. So maybe Tetris 99 getting my, what handed to me every night online was good training for the actual single player because I've never done 540 lines in a game before.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I realized while playing Tetris 99 that I'm not good at Tetris. Putting 5 to 10 hours into Tetris 99 also got me to be a lot better at Tetris. I'm still not great, but I am now more competitive.
Yeah, I got the DLC, and the only thing I really did was try the 150 line mode or whatever it is, and I beat that on my first try. I'm like, okay, I don't know if that was worth it, because I don't know why I'd play against CPUs unless I was out and about,
I think a lot of that could I think the purpose of that versus 98 CPUs mode is to get you used to this get to let you practice different ways to respond when you go online to play other people.
Okay. That's exactly how I messed around while playing that on the lower difficulties against CPUs. Just I hadn't played in a while when I got the DLC. And it's very helpful, especially for a game that literally has no documentation. Like people online have kind of figured it out, reverse engineered what everything means. But it's nice to have that, okay, this is how I can mess around playing against the computer and try to focus on okay, how do I select my specific one that I want to attack, or what do these preset things mean? How important it is for me to get these badges and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it seems like every time it comes up, the answer changes. You should go after attackers. No, just go after randos. And try to lay low. No, go, put your screen up 3/4 of the way so that it looks like you're in danger, and then start trying to attack people that attack you. And I'm gonna have to put up with more of that this weekend as I try to get that Game Boy Tetris theme that they're going to be offering for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But did that start? Because I need to get that.
No, that starts on Friday, 3 a.m. Eastern, so you'll have plenty of time.
And then it goes all weekend, right?
All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you need that much to actually.
You need 100 points, which is a win or 2 seconds, or if you can get in the top 10 pretty consistently, you'll qualify for that theme pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I just want the $10, but that ain't gonna happen. I haven't won a game yet.
I've gotten second a bunch of times, and I'm sure if I kept playing it more, I would have won. But it's just I don't really care that much.
Yeah, and I got a couple of 100-hour dates of my own right now that I'm on the road with. One for review and one for pleasure. But Catcher Chocobo is not very pleasurable.
Yeah. You're playing 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that game.
I want I've heard so much because I beat 10 before on the PS2, and I've heard so much about these 12 million HP super boss or whatever that I want to get there, but the problem is they put one of the requirements for a main character that I need to beat those bosses behind the stupid Chocobo racing games. Anyway, speaking of RPGs, Neal's got to get down to the pub here, so let's that'll wrap it up for this week. Thank you very much for listening. For plugs, patreon.com/NWR to support the site that supports us and keeps us on the air, and there'll be a audio version of the show coming up right on as soon as I can get it uploaded, basically. Of course, the mothership is NintendoWorldReport.com for news, reviews, including Neal's review of the Big Blocks DLC for Tetris 99. And I should have something going up early next week for the other RPG that I'm playing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tease.
Yeah. Also, last one at the door. Please turn out the lights. And of course, the YouTube channel that if you're watching us live, you're on in youtube.com/NWRTV. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because the subscription boxes can be about as consistent as my mobile phone connection for playing Mario Maker 2 online at Street Pass meets. And if you want to follow us on the socials, Justin is at King Nintendo Fan.
Yep.
Neal is at Enron10.
That is correct.
And I am at NWR Donald. That's it. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.